Welcome to the Butterfly Effect. I'm Chris Horner. This is stage 8 of the Vuelta, España. 174 kilometers, about 110 miles in length. It's a flat stage with the only significant thing being a sprint with about 70 kilometers to go. Now, 3 riders will get up the road, and they're all Basque riders. Okamica, Burgos BH rider, Aritz, Baguez, Caja Royal, and Mikel Echeverria, the Escalating riders. Now, these guys are put on a short list. It's only about 3 minutes that Deceuninck Quickstep and Alpecin Phoenix are keeping them on. There's not much room for playing. The whole time, though, throughout this stage, Jumbo-Visma are riding at the front with the full team, not on the front, just sitting on the sprinter teams that are doing the work. They're always in fantastic position, keeping Primož Roglič out of harm's way and always with little room to maneuver in case there's any accidents. There won't be any today, but I just wanted to point that out because once we get to about under 40 kilometers to go, things start getting really nervous. And now all of a sudden, Jumbo-Visma, we don't see them on the front at all. Now with about 70 kilometers to go, there was a sprint there. The 3 riders up front did their sprint. And then the green jersey, Jasper Philipsen, will sprint back there to steal some 4th place points to try to increase his green jersey points lead. Now up front, like I said, with 40K to go, things started getting nervous. And with 37 kilometers to go, Astana just start throwing in an attack, and they got the group strung out, and now guys are starting to fly off the back. I mean, they're getting dropped back there on a flat stage. A little bit windy, but not crazy crosswinds out there at all. Definitely, we're seeing some tired legs in the group. Now, the break gets caught right after Astana gets on the front and comes back all together with about 35 kilometers to go. Up front now, we got a drag race with all kinds of teams up there. Ineos now have taken over the front to keep Egan Bernal out of trouble. All the sprinter teams are lined up along the road, but Jumbo-Visma no longer can stay at the front. Now this is a little bit concerning, and it shows this lack of pure strength that Jumbo-Visma have. Like I highlighted early in the stage, all the way to about 40 kilometers to go, Jumbo-Visma were all over the front and keeping Primož Roglič in safe. But now, with about 40 kilometers to go, and certainly under 30, Jumbo-Visma are basically lost back there. And we see Primož Roglič, he'll be sprinting up the left side. Every time you see him, he's got teammates near him, but they're never capable of being in front of him, and certainly never capable of riding the front and keeping Primož Roglič out of trouble. Now, Ineos, Dylan van Baarle, he's doing an amazing job for Egan Bernal, and he is riding fantastic. We'll see his mug on the front many times, always at dangerous moments, always when there's roundabouts coming up. You're seeing Dylan van Baarle, the Ineos rider, keeping Egan Bernal out of trouble. He does a fantastic job all the way to about 5 kilometers to go when you finally see him blow up and he'll pull off. And then Richard Carapaz comes right around the backside of Egan Bernal, and he takes over at the front, and he'll keep Egan Bernal out of trouble all the way till 3 kilometers to go when now all the pure sprinter teams start getting at the front. With 1.8 kilometers to go, there's a Hail Mary from Jetse Bol, the Burgos BH rider. He's trying to go solo, but he's not going to get too far because UAE Team Emirates are on the front now with 4 guys lined up. They'll get all the way into about 1.1 kilometers to go when it's Alpecin Phoenix rider followed by 2 Deceuninck Quickstep riders that'll lead the peloton under the 1K banner to go. As soon as they get under 1K, the Alpecin Phoenix rider pulls off, and it's Bert van Leerburg, the Deceuninck Quickstep rider, with Florian Seneschal attached onto his wheel, and then it's a melee of riders all over the place back there. Now Florian Seneschal will take over at about 600 meters. There's a little bit of chaos back there with Alpecin Phoenix. And now we'll see Jasper Philipsen. He moves all the way to the right, decides there's a better wheel to the left, and now he starts moving all the way to the left to slot in about 7th wheel back there behind the Intermarché rider. Now following along with Jasper Philipsen is Fabio Jakobsen, the Deceuninck Quickstep rider. Now it's Florian Seneschal all the way on the left. Like I said, Jasper Philipsen moved all the way to the left side and slotted behind the Intermarché rider Fabio Jakobsen slotted right behind Jasper Philipsen. Behind him is the DSM rider, Danesi. Those guys, as we come into 400 meters to go, are all lined up. Now, this is a great picture here as they go into 400 meters. There's a left, right, so it's a little bit of a chicane, not super technical, so they can go into it full speed, but they're going to need the whole width of the road throughout that chicane there for Florian Seneschal to make it through. He'll dive into the left start of the chicane, and all the riders are lined out. I'm talking about 10 riders, almost from 10 different teams. The Kuna Quickstep was on the front, and then you go all the way back there to about 9th spot, and it's Fabio Jakobsen, the Kuna Quickstep, in 9th with 400 meters to go going into the chicane. Now the chicane starts at 4 with a left, ends at 200 meters to go, straight all the way to the finish line. So when you think about the Kuna Quickstep, one on the front, we're talking Florian Seneschal out there. He's a great sprint lead-out man. And now you're talking about their leader back there, sitting 8th, 9th wheel back there with Fabio Jakobsen. This is kind of crazy when we're talking 400 meters. In front of him is basically every sprinter in this race. The only guys behind him is Arnaud Demar, FDJ rider, and Danesi, the DSM rider. When they start the left chicane with 400 meters, Florian Seneschal, like I was saying, is first. Guerreri, the FDJ rider, second. Milano UAE team is third. My old teammate, Martin Last from Bora Hansgrohe, sitting fourth. Michael Matthews, fifth. Ricardo Minali, the Intermarché rider, sixth. Jasper Philipsen slotted in at seventh. Fabio Jakobsen is eighth. And Alberto Danesi, DSM riders, ninth. Jordi Meus, Bora Hansgrohe, and last in 11th, the FDJ rider, Arnaud Demar. Now, when they come out with 200 meters to go, the speed is flying, and Florian Seneschal's in a full sprint. This is where things get really tricky and exciting for us fans, because back there, it's Fabio Jakobsen. As they're coming out of the right bend, he will punch it. We'll see his teammate, Florian Seneschal, pull off to the right. He'll look back right, but the guys are all coming left, Florian, so you got to move out of the way. He'll keep moving right, and he's got a clear lane to move to the barriers and completely out of the way, because coming up the left side, the Kuna Quickstep, Fabio Jakobsen is going for the line with about 175 meters to go. The DSM rider, Danesi, was locked onto his wheel and holding it hard. He passes Jasper Philipsen, and Jasper Philipsen tries to slot onto Fabio's wheel, but the DSM rider, Danesi's having none of it, and they're basically a little bit side by side with each other, trying to share the wind that's coming off of the bullet in front, Fabio Jakobsen. Jakobsen's heads up, then he punches his head down, and he's going solid all the way to the line, throws the bike, but didn't really need to because he's clearly had this race won. Fantastic second stage win for Fabio Jakobsen at this year's Vuelta 2021. Now behind, Danesi held on for second. Jasper Philipsen will get third to round out the podium. But with the points on today's stage with the win, Fabio Jakobsen puts himself back into the green jersey. Right now, we got a real battle going for the green jersey. Behind, all the GC guys come in safe. Primož Roglič will hold on to red. Not any changes happening in the top 10. Only rider not to finish today's stage is the sprinter Davide Chimilai for Israel Startup Nation. Now, tomorrow's stage should be exciting. We get back into the mountains. And I wanted to bring up Jumbo-Visma on how they rode today, because we're going to see how strong the team is on tomorrow's stage. Yesterday's stage, keep in mind, Steven Kruijswijk looked good at the finish of the stage. I forgot to mention how much work he did going up the last climb. He looked really strong. Sepp Kuss looked definitely better, but not to his old self. Otherwise, he probably would have won yesterday's stage. So, when you look at Jumbo-Visma, Primož Roglič is going to be isolated at some point in time in tomorrow's stage, so it's going to be an exciting stage 9 for a big, big mountain stage. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys real soon.